Hello, everyone. It's Karen Hooley. I'm not sure what happened to the music at the end of that, but I'm gonna have to fix something. Welcome to Live Wednesday. Today is our a question and answer monthly question and answer show. So if you have any questions for me, it can be anything about crochet whatsoever. Make sure you type in the chat box the letter Q, just like it says in the scroller, and then add your question, and that will allow me to scoop up all the questions so I can answer them in the order excuse me, the order they come in. um it's been a really weird week for me, guys. um, Before I go to the chat room to see who's all here, I just wanted to let you guys know that it's been a really weird week already. If you are part of my pattern club, you know that on Sunday I got a call from the doctor's office about my last treatment, which I had this week. But all the nurses left my office that do the treatments. So they had to bring in someone who actually was the very first person I met when I was starting my treatments. She had left because she had back issues, but she was willing to come back to help. So they switched me to Monday. So I had my treatment on Monday. But that threw my entire week off. So I'm still a little loopy. It's the last one, I hope, forever. But at this moment, it's been a weird week. So if I sound like I'm a little off, it's partially the treatments, as partially because my whole week. I usually set my week on Friday, and that just totally destroyed everything. So let's see who's here. We have Linda. Good morning, Linda. And Daisy too. So I'm glad you smashed the like button. I really appreciate that you did that. And Stephanie's here. Good morning. Good morning, Stephanie. I'm glad to see you here. And Linda says she loves the intro music. And again, I don't know what happened at the end. I'm going to have to take a look at that and see what's going on. And Kelly just popped in. Good morning, Kelly. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So today, again, is our Q&A. But before we get started with Q&A and all the other stuff I want to share is I want to let you know I'm giving away another pattern today. And this week's pattern is English Boom. And English Boom is a pattern I did for our local yarn shop tour several years ago. It's a shawl. It can be a scarf. It's a really wide scarf if you want it to be a scarf. Simple pattern. I believe it's a two-row repeat. I made mine in Remix Light from Barocco. And this has actually been one of my more popular patterns. So if you're interested in winning this pattern today at the end of the show, I'm going to pop up the code word in the chat. Type in #boom. So if you're interested in winning that one, I will give it away at the end of the show. So I'm going to leave that there for a second. Why is that not letting me have it this way? Okay, this way. That's what I'm looking for. I'm still learning the software a little bit, so it's been kind of crazy. Yes, it is wonderful. It is very wonderful stuff. I really want to make something else with this, so I haven't decided what yet, but I really like the remix. We have the Chunky in the store. What a great idea! Yeah, Chunky is a really good one too. I like the DK, but you guys know me. I'm a lightweight yarn person. So again, if you want to enter to win, make sure you type boom in. I'm going to take that off the screen for now. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me? Anything you want to ask? I have a lot to share with you today. I've got some new stuff in the studio and some changes that are happening. But I wanted to just check in with you guys and see if you have questions first before I pop into anything else. Now, with my week getting totally out of whack, and getting ready for Fiber Fusion, not this weekend, but next weekend, I have I cannot find for some reason my list of all the questions that people have brought it have sent me through the newsletter and stuff like that. So I have no prepared questions. So I'm really hoping you guys have questions, and it can be about anything crochet related. It can be anything about the Pattern Club. It can be anything about Karen Hooley Designs, what's going on, all that kind of stuff. And thank you, Kelly, getting us started. Okay, is tapestry crochet different from Fair Isle crochet? I would say yes and no. Tapestry crochet, you work through both loops of the top of the stitch, and you work over the top of the color that you're not using. And okay, let me clarify this. They're the same in that you use 2 colors per row, and you can create pictures with them. Tapestry crochet works through both loops, and what ends up happening is when you're crocheting through both loops, especially if you're working in the round, you'll notice your stitches start to shift one direction or the other, depending if you're a right-handed or a left-handed crocheter. So your picture is not straight up and down. However, with what I call Fair Isle crochet, you're working in the back loop only, always on the right side. So with working always on the right side, if you're working something flat, you're going to have tails at the end of every row. But there are ways, if you've taken my class on Craftsy, I have a Fair Isle class on Craftsy. I teach you how to weave in those ends or hide those ends without having to weave them in. So if you are not a Craftsy member or haven't taken that class on Craftsy, highly recommend you check that class out. But Fair Isle crochet works through the back loop only. Now, traditional Fair Isle always has floats in the back, so you're not working over the yarn. However, I do teach it both ways with the floats and with carrying the yarn like tapestry. But the reason I say it's different than tapestry is because you are working in the back loop. And by working in the back loop, you get the illusion that everything's straight. You don't shift from side to side depending on which hand you crochet with. Does that make sense? It's something I learned from actually another designer named Darla Fanton, who she did a class for our guild many years ago called, now I've got to try to remember the name of the class. But it was a technique that's similar. You're still working 2 colors per row, but you're turning your work with it and working in the back loop always. And what it does is that when you're looking straight at it, it looks like one color, but when you lean it on its side a little bit, you can see illusion crochet, I think is what she calls it. You can see the picture. So like if you make a blanket out of her technique, now I lost my train of thought. I told you I'm a little off today. If you lean it a little bit, so if you make a blanket, as the blanket moves, the picture comes and goes, and that's due to the fact that you have that strand. So if you're working tapestry crochet, yes, tapestry crochet would have that slant if you're working flat. The tapestry crochet, you got to remember, tapestry crochet is always worked on the same side. True tapestry crochet. A lot of people think that tapestry crochet can go back and forth. That is not tapestry crochet. You're always working on the same side. If you're flipping sides, you're actually doing intarsia, and that's a totally different type of color work. So, yeah. Tapestry crochet, if you go back to the books written by Carol Ventura, what tapestry crochet is, they're based on the baskets and the weavings of indigenous people all over the world. And the picture's always on the same side. I mean, if you look at baskets, when they put pictures into the basket, the knots that they use for the weaving are all on the same side. So that is the answer to that question. Is that help, Kelly? That makes sense? Okay. Anybody else have a question for me? I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee here. I had a hard time sleeping last night too, so another thing that I'm a little off on. Oh, guys, I forgot. How did you guys like the interview last week? I hope you guys enjoyed Lynn of Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. And I forgot that I was going to mention before I even got started is that she still does have that coupon code for you if you want to save 15%. If you haven't already bought from her, it's KWD15, and her website. You have until Tuesday, I guess. So our next show, you won't be able to use this anymore. So I wanted to make sure I got it up here for you guys today. And here's her website, chickenladyfiberarts.com. I have a couple things in my cart, and I haven't hit the send button yet because I want to make sure that that's what I want. But I'm really excited about her yarns. I'm really excited about the Patriot collection. And I forgot to mention, too, that Home of the Brave, if you're on my newsletter, you should have gotten the email that the pattern is available. This is Home of the Brave. The pattern's available. If you've got my newsletter, you've got a 25% off coupon. If you are on Facebook or Instagram, there's a 10% coupon for this. And I am considering doing a crochet along in June for it so that maybe people can get it done by July 4th. I'm not sure when she's shipping the yarn. I might have to check with her before I set a date for that. So, but I wanted to make sure that you guys had that code. I'm going to put it back up here 1 second. So that you can. But how'd you like the show? I mean, I thought I had a great time with Lynn, so I hope you guys did too. Okay, so let's see. Very interesting, but each of those versions crochet over the second color, correct? Tapestry always does. Fair Isle, you can, but I don't recommend it because true Fair Isle has the floats on the back. And so the thing that I'm learning with Fair Isle, the more I do it, and I haven't done it in a little while, but I've released a couple books on Fair Isle. I have a blanket book from Leisure Arts that's out there that's still available. So if you go to Leisure Arts, it's called Fair Isle to Crochet, I think, and it's all blankets done in Fair Isle. And then I have a book called Learn to Fair Isle Crochet from Annie's, and I'm not 100% sure that's still around. You might be able to get it on eBay or Amazon. There might be a few copies left on Amazon. But I've learned you can work over the second color. I like not working over the second color because when you work over the second color, especially if you're doing like black and white or red and white or a really light color and a dark color, the colors show through the stitches. So the pattern gets distorted. By using the float method, you don't get the distortion. However, blankets, I always crochet over the color I'm not using. And there are some items that you'll see in those books, the second book from Annie's, that I also worked over the color. But that's just a preference thing for me. So you can do it either way. Is illusion crochet something you will have a class on in the future? I would have to check with Darla on that because that's something she created. And I can't teach something that she created. I mean, if she's no longer teaching it, I would not I would ask her if I could, use her materials and maybe create my own class on the topic. But I, as of right now, no, I have no plans to do that. But her name is Darla Fanton, Fanton, I believe. She's in Oregon. She used to be a part of Crochet Guild of America and taught the class all the time. She hasn't been teaching lately live, so I don't know what she's doing these days. I might have to check in with her. But unfortunately, no, I'm not. No problem, Teresa. Good morning. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Linda says she loved the interview. I ordered 2 packs of patriotic yarn. It's awesome yarn. She does a really great job dyeing. And I really love the colors. So I'm glad you loved the interview. Stephanie loved the interview too and ordered your, yay, cool. I haven't, yesterday I was not feeling well at all yesterday. I was kind of glad I didn't have my treatment yesterday and have to do this live today because I probably would have canceled the way I felt yesterday. But I'm glad you were able to use the coupon, but I have not looked at my email to see how many orders have come in and stuff like that. So, but remember the coupon in the newsletter is only good until Monday night at 11:59 p.m. So Pacific time. I should always say Pacific time, so you guys know that. And Stephanie said, and already ordered and printed out the pattern, just waiting for the yarn. Oh, yay! I'm so excited. I am so excited that you're going to be doing that pattern. I really had a good time. And I mean, honestly, it took me less than a week to crochet that whole thing. And that's including figuring out my gauge and all that stuff. Because once I got it going, it just went. I mean, I could sit and watch TV and do, 12 inches in one night or something like that. So it was really easy to do, but it's fun and engaging too. Anybody else have any questions for me? For those of you who are late, I just want to remind you that I do a giveaway. Today's giveaway is English Boom. It's a shawl/scarf pattern, 2-row repeat. I did mine in Remix Light from Barocco. It's really simple. I like it. It matches my shirt. I didn't even realize I wore the same shirt or this shirt in the same color. But you can wear it as a scarf. You can wear it as a shawl. You can wear it all sorts of different ways. So in order to win a copy of this pattern, I'm going to put the code back up on the screen for a few minutes here. You're going to type in #boom to enter to win the scarf. So make sure in the chat you type in #boom if you'd like to enter to win that pattern. For those of you who are coming in late, I just saw Pat came in. Good morning, Pat. Good to see you. I just want to let you know, I had my treatment on Monday instead of yesterday, but it was a really hard one and it's thrown my whole week off. So I'm a little off today, but I'm here. I'm actually feeling a lot better than I did last week. So, yesterday. So I'm here, but I don't have any curated questions. So if you have a question for me, let me know what it is and I will answer it. But while I'm waiting for the next question, I want to show you a new yarn that I got in the studio. I got it Monday. Yeah, because I opened it Monday when I was recovering. This is a cool yarn. It's 100% cotton in a gradient. It's called, the brand is Cotton Kings, and the yarn is called Sultan. And the colorway is, it doesn't say the name of the colorway, but it's color number 33. It's 100% cotton yarn, but I don't know if you can see it, but you see how it's multiple strands. It's a fingering weight. It's multiple strands. And I got this from Hobby, Hobbii. They were having a sale, and I was looking for a gradient to do a video of a pattern I've already completed and had tech edited. that I'm going to do next year. And I wanted to have something that was similar in a video, but in different colors. And I decided to try their yarn. It comes from Denmark, so it took almost 2 weeks to get here. Interesting, but isn't that gorgeous? It's a gorgeous color. It starts with it's kind of a hard to see on the screen. It's not quite right. The red is a little bright on the screen. It's not really that bright, but it's a light pale pink, and it kind of goes into a purpley pink, and then it goes into a red, and then it goes into a nice deep purple. So I'm going to be creating video using this. And then I really was impressed with the quality of this, even though I'm not a fan of unspun yarns usually to be able to crochet with. The quality of this, I haven't pulled it all apart and started crocheting with it, obviously, but the quality is so nice that I decided to order some other cotton yarn from them. Earlier this week, I actually ordered a sweater's quantity of cotton yarn in I believe it's a fingering weight, for under $30 shipped. So we'll see what it is like when I get it, but we'll see how it is. Linda says she loves this colorful yarn, and Teresa says I've made a few shawls out of it. Oh, good. Okay, that's good to know. Do you have problems with it splitting? Anything like that? The original was done in Shopgees. That is, but I wanted something different for the video. So yes, I like Shopgees as well. But I wanted to try this company in order to just to find out about their yarns and see things. So that's why I chose this one. Anybody else have a question for me before we move on? Their names are hilarious. I forgot. I meant to comment on that too. The names are hilarious on some of them. Okay. Well, let me show you what I've been working on. I'm sure you guys have seen this yarn before. This is an unopened cake of the Anzula Breeze. This is a lace weight. It's linen and silk. 65 silk, 35 linen. Colorway is Birdie. I have used this in, actually, this is leftover yarn from Modern Italian Lace Crochet, which is really kind of interesting. I had 2 extra cakes. So I'm making a new pattern with it, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll show you what I've been working on so far. That's the pattern. I've been having fun with this. This is actually it's a 10-row repeat. I had to think about that for a second. It's a 10-row repeat, but it is so easy to memorize. So I'm not going to tell you what this is going to be, but I'm really excited. It's going to be part of next year's pattern releases. So that's what I've been working on. I see some others questions out here. Or Teresa said, I do not have any issues with it, but I use this larger size hook than recommended. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I might, what does it recommend? Actually, I didn't even look. E through G. Okay. And that's about where I want to be. So we'll see. It is pretty, isn't it? It's a really pretty pattern. You might see bits and pieces of it as I continue to work on it. But I'm hoping to have it done by the end of next week before I go to Fiber Fusion, because I am really, really, really hoping my yarn for my daughter's baby blanket comes in. Still haven't heard from the shop, so hopefully it's coming, and I'll be getting it soon because I really need to get on that. I ordered some yarn from my local yarn shop here called, it's Dream in Colors, the brand, and it's their classy base, which is a worsted weight. And now I can't remember. I ordered it in 3 colors that are going to go with her woodland theme. And I have an idea of what I want to do, but I want to get the yarn in my hands before I actually commit to writing down the pattern that I want to do. So I want to make sure the colors are going to work the way I think they're going to do the work. So I'm really anxious to get this yarn. And as soon as I get it, I will show it to you guys. Judy's here. Good morning, Judy. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. And then Linda says, I just found out I'm invited to a baby shower. I didn't even know the gal was expecting. Oh, wow. June. At least my daughter's is not till the 26th. So I have some time. I have a little over a month. Well, I guess tomorrow will be a month from the shower. So hopefully I'll get a call in the next day or so. I'm really excited to get this yarn. And if it all works out the way I want it to work out, I may actually release the pattern next year as well. So that's something I'm going to be doing for the baby, but I might, if it turns out as well as I think it's going to turn out, I am going to release the pattern. So, oh, yard work. We are finally hitting the being out in the yard weather here. It's been weird. Excuse me. I was able to plant my vegetables about 2 weeks ago. And then it started just like pouring rain, and my poor tomato plants are all wilted, not wilted, but just like storm battered. But I did notice my zucchini is coming back. So I'm like, okay, we're getting good here. And Judy, okay, so first, let me tell you, the pattern I'm giving away today is English Boom. It's a shawl/scarf pattern that is a 2-row repeat. I did it in Remix Light from Barocco. So I'm giving away this pattern. And if you would like to enter to win the pattern, just type in #boom. So I'm going to put that there for a little bit. And then let's see. I had one question on, what did I say? Oh, we talked about tapestry crochet versus Fair Isle crochet. And so I talked about that. And then Linda asked me, because I'm part of my description was talking about how my style of Fair Isle crochet came from a class I took called Illusion Crochet. And she asked me if I was going to teach that technique. And since it was developed by the teacher that I learned it from, I can't just teach it. I have to have her permission. So I would need to check in with her. But right now I have no plans for that. So there you go. So if anybody has any questions for me, just go ahead and put them in the chat. Also, for those of you who are part of the Pattern Club, the Pattern Club website is live now. It's a soft launch. I'm not announcing it to the newsletter, but so those of you who are here, that are not part of the Pattern Club, you'll know about it a little bit before everybody else does. It's gonna be a soft launch until I get back from Fiber Fusion. So probably the newsletter you'll get on the 7th will announce the Pattern Club is reopening. And I just want to let you guys know, for those of you who are on the Pattern Club, you may have noticed that I've got the logo on there, and I've rearranged some of the pages and stuff. But after a lot of thought over the weekend, and even after last week, I decided that I wasn't going to launch the full-blown membership site until January. The reason being is that the way I've been feeling with these treatments and having a baby coming into our lives, or a grandbaby, I should say, coming into our lives in July. And I I just want to make sure it's right. So I'm changing things up. It's not going to, it's only going to be the pattern club. So we'll hopefully get some new people into the pattern club. Um, and it's going to be $13 a month until December. And then when I launch the new membership site, what I've decided is that I'm not going to do multi-levels like I was originally planning. It's just going to be one price and you get everything. So you're either a member of the club or you're not, or a member of Crochet Crew or you're not. So if you're interested in the Crochet Crew, I should probably bring that up for you guys so you can see the main. Hang on, let me, I should probably share this. Let me go back to where we are. And I'm going to share. There we are. Okay. So you guys can see Crochet Crew right now. This is the main page. If you go to the Crochet Crew, and it is linked from my main website right now. So right now, if this is the main page, is talking about that we are a community. We can ask questions and share a bit about ourselves and learn more. And then there's a couple of testimonials for people. So from people, Cherie and Linda, who's here. I have your testimonials here. You have access. You can get it on computer, mobile, tablet, whatever. There'll be discounts and workshops and events coming in 2023. So there's going to be a whole lot of different things. If you click on sign up for the crew, or at the top where it says join now, you go to the same page. And you'll see I have the information about the club. So you get one pattern free every month. You get a 30 to 60 minute Zoom call about the pattern, answer any questions regarding it, the yarn, whatever it is. The community, their community has groups inside where you can chat about the pattern. You can chat about other things. I have a question of the week that goes up. And you'll have, you can book a 15-minute one-on-one with me if you're interested in that. So for new members, it's going to be $13 a month through December. And then I'm going to change things up. And as we get closer to December, I will be talking about what the changes are and what's new. But what I can tell you, for those of you who are part of the club already, is that I'm going to go back here. Oops, you guys couldn't see that, could you? Ha! I'm going to put that up so you can see it. I didn't realize that you guys couldn't see that. But if you click join, it'll charge you the $13 for this month, and it'll keep charging you until the end of till December. And then when things change, when I get back, when I launch the full membership site, you'll get more information about that. But one of the things I don't have on that list that I do want to add, and I keep forgetting, is that I am going to be doing, I'm hoping starting with June's pattern. June's pattern will actually launch on June 13th, because right now I'm launching them on the second Monday of every month. So if you want to think about it, you can think about it. But June's pattern, I want to do some video of how to actually make the pattern. So those will be included, as well as the Zoom call. I want to get myself into the habit of doing that, so that when I do the full-blown membership, you will have, I will be in the rhythm of making video for every pattern I release. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that's happening. And when I get the first videos up, I will have a special link that you guys can go to get them ad-free. They should be, I'm going to see what I can do about getting them in the community. But guys, for those of you who know that the month of May has been about breaking this software, I have broken it to the point where I think I have to look for something different for January. So that's why I decided that I better not do the full-blown membership until January. So just so you guys know. But you're getting, well, I told you it was a $65 a month, but adding the videos is going to make it more like $100 a month um, value for $13 a month. So, and I'm going to keep it at $13 a month for the rest of the year. And then when I launch the full blown package, you'll have 3 options. You'll have a monthly option to pay monthly. You'll have a quarterly option where you pay every quarter for those 3 months, and you'll get, and then the third option will be to pay for the full year upfront, and you get 2 months free when you do that. I've already got the pricing figured out for that. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know that's what's happening. So there's a bit of, so in the middle of all of this, I might be switching platforms again, but it won't be until closer to December because I'm actually going to have to set up the platform before I do it. So there you go. It's been, I broke it so bad, guys. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so one of the things I am planning to do starting though this summer is I want to hopefully by August, I will start feeling better since this is my last treatment. That I would be able to start filming some classes or doing some online classes. So those will be coming too. And those are in the works. I've already been asked to teach 2 different places live in 2023. So that'll be happening as well. But I can't talk about those yet because I haven't actually pitched. They just asked me to pitch some classes. So I'm not 100% sure that I'll be there, but they have reached out to me, both events. So there you go. That's kind of where I'm at this week, guys. My brain is just not firing on all cylinders right now. So let me switch my screen here really quick so that I can. Nope, that's not the one I want to. There it is. That's the one I want to share. One more time, guys. I'm putting it up on the screen. If you'd like to enter win today's free pattern, just type in #boom. And I think I'm done with everything I need to talk about today. So if you guys have questions for me or anything you want to ask or talk about, just put it in the chat and let me know. Otherwise, I will end this a little early today. If you have any ideas for, I should probably put this banner up too. If you have any topic ideas for the future, I'm hoping that by next week I will find my sheet. But if I don't, I really could use some ideas too, just to hear what you guys want me to talk about. And as long as it's anything about crochet, we're good. So you go to KarenHooley.com/Q&A and just fill out the form and tell me what your question's about, and I will go from there. So, and if I do select your question, I will let you know ahead of time which day I'm going to be answering that question. So just want to let you guys know that too. I see some comments here. What about finding time to crochet? Are you talking about me finding time to crochet? I crochet all the time. I've actually, that's another thing I did last week, actually, after my treatment. Martha, make sure you put the boom together with the hashtag, and the B should not be capitalized. It has to be exactly the way I had it on the screen. Otherwise, it won't register. See this calendar? This is my ideal week calendar. And I created a plan for when I'm going to record videos, when I'm going to actually do crochet, when I'm going to write patterns, when I'm going to swatch, etc., etc. So yeah. So, but I always have time to crochet. But if you need to find time to crochet, always have a project with you, because one of the things I am going to try to do is stop using my phone so much as, like scrolling Instagram or Facebook or whatever, or watching YouTube videos only when I need to. Um, but now I forgot what I was saying. But I'm what I've done is I've downloaded an app called Freedom on my phone and my tablet and on my computer actually too, so that I shut off all the social media, shut off my email at certain times too, so that I can focus on, like right now I'm working on Fiber Fusion, so I've got to get all the labels made and the signage made and figure out how much I'm bringing, and my point of sale program has got to be all up to snuff with everything. So that's how I'm focusing. And I'm trying to make it in such a way that afternoons are the time that I actually crochet on new patterns, actually do the crochet work on new patterns. And right now I'm doing it in the evenings too, because I don't have the yarn for my daughter's baby blanket yet. But hopefully when I do. But this literally has my day from let's see, from 5:30 a.m. because I'm usually up at 5:30. I know that sounds nuts, but my body does not want to get up any later than that unless I'm really sick. And then my work day ends at 4. But this includes like prayer time, includes exercise, includes meals, all that stuff, and personal things like when I go grocery shopping and when what day of the week I want to be able to do doctor's appointments and things, and when I'm going to process email, when I'm going to deal with social media, and then from 4 o'clock on is all personal time. I mean, dinner, fixing dinner, doing whatever the family's doing that night. So there you go. So there you go. Linda says she's always sneaking a minute or two every now and then. And that's why I say always have a project with you, because I think that's really important. And you're welcome, Martha, for getting that in there, right? Once you've passed your last treatment, that automatically makes you feel better. I think actually I won't be feeling better until July 5th when I have my scope and they tell me I'm still cancer-free. And if I'm still cancer-free, then it's going to be like this whole weight comes off my body. So yeah. Otherwise, if they find that any sort of problem, I'm going to have to go through another treatment. So I'm trying not to get too excited too fast. So Jet one. Yes, I'm way too much on my phone. And that's why I finally downloaded that Freedom app. It's not a cheap app. I think it's like $69, but it's a lifetime. But it's actually working. I started doing it before I started my treatments, and then with my treatments, I need to have time where I can just, if I don't feel like crocheting or anything, I can just play with my phone. But I'm trying not to use it. I had my crochet with me for my final oncology visit. My BP was great. Yeah, it is. I always have knit socks with me when I go to my urologist for these. So yeah. Let's see. I have projects in my cars, one in the office, 2 by the sofa. I just need to get off my tablet. Yes. The only thing I'm allowing on my tablet when I'm crocheting is patterns. So if I'm using a digital pattern, I just use my tablet. And when I'm working on a pattern and I'm away from my computer and I'm not typing, like with this pattern, I was typing each row as I did it so that I had it right, and I double checked it, triple checked it. But now that I have it memorized, I don't need my tablet anymore. But if I did, I would bring my tablet with me or something like that. Okay. Do you have a baby blanket pattern you've been loving? I don't have any in my shop right now. I'm designing one for my new grandson as soon as I get the yarn. But I will tell you that the patterns that I do love that I have out there are I have a book with Leisure Arts called shower of cables, and they're all baby blankets made with crocheted cables. And it's a funny story behind that book too. I was at a Crochet Guild of America conference, and we have on the first day of the conference, there's always Professional Development Day. And that year at Professional Development Day, they had editors from different magazines and publishers like Leisure Arts as a panel asking about, and people could ask questions, but they had specific questions they had to answer first. And the editor at Leisure Arts says that she has never seen a crochet cable that had movement that like a knitted cable. And I took that to heart, and I sent her a proposal for a book of baby blankets used with actual swatches of how to make crocheted cables with movement, and that could be a baby blanket that wasn't stiff or anything like that. And I proved her wrong, and that's why that book is there. So if you're interested in those patterns, if you're interested in doing crocheted cables, it's called A Shower of Cables. I do know Leisure Arts still has it on their website, and I think you can only get it digital now on their website. But I did see not too long ago, it was on Amazon in print as well. So if you want a print book, and you might be able to get it on Leisure Arts in print too. I'm not 100% sure, because a lot of the books that I did with Leisure Arts are no longer available in print unless you find them on Amazon or eBay or something like that. But there are a few that are still in print that are actual physical books. I always take something with me to car shows. Oh, I bet you should. Definitely. Hi, Renee. It's okay. It's been kind of an off day today, so you haven't missed. I mean, we've talked about a lot of different things, but there's a lot. Make sure you watch the replay later. And Teresa says, I purposely don't take my tablet with me, only a printed copy of the pattern. Then I can focus on the project and not my tablet, right? That's where the Freedom app works for me, because I can tell it what not to allow me to use and what I can use, which that's why, because I like to bring, I like to try to not have printed patterns with me if I can. So, because it just seems like a waste of paper sometimes, especially when I'm designing. I like to be able to write my notes on the tablet, and then I can convert it into the pattern in Microsoft Word. Okay. Oh, Renee, just so you know, I'm giving away today English Boom. This is English Boom. It is a 2-row repeat shawl done in DK weight. Remixed by Barocco. I don't have the yardage in front of me because I don't have the pattern in front of me. But if you'd like to enter to win that pattern, I don't know if you have it yet already or not. But the code is #boom. I probably should mention too what English Boom is. English Boom is an area here in the Pacific Northwest. It's actually up north on the west coast of Washington, and outside of Camano Island and Stanwood, that area where there's a big bay, and it's where they used to do the logging up in that part of the state. And so if you go there, it's now a national park. It still has some of the piers left from where they used to load the boats with the logs from the trees and stuff like that. So when I designed this shawl, the shop wanted me to do something that was kind of Washington, our area, centric, so that people would know, oh yeah, I was at Stilley River when I got this pattern for the yarn shop tour. So that's where the name came from. And the pattern actually kind of mimics the poles that are still standing up in the water. So there you go. Anybody else have a question for me? Again, remember, it's our open question and answer series. So if anybody has anything else or anything else you want to talk about, just ask me questions. Just let me know. Let's see. I gotta watch. Oh, you're in Squam. Okay, so you'll be about a couple hours. it's a couple hours north. It's outside of Stanwood. So on the coast there. So I don't know if it's a national park. It might be a state park. Now that I think about it, it's not a national park, a state park. Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. If you like the ocean, it's really pretty there. And if you go to my website and look up the pattern, I do have links, and whoever wins the pattern will have the links to what English Boom is and have some pictures there and stuff like that. So, yeah. Anybody else have a question for me? Because if otherwise, I'll end this a few minutes early today. Oh, I know there's one other thing I want to tell you is earlier this year, for those of you who are in the Pattern Club, you guys already know this, but I did a recorded interview with Maria Tuscan of Tuscan Knits. And that video is actually going to be released to the public now on Monday. So if you're here on, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you hit subscribe and you'll be notified when that interview goes live. So you can watch that. It's not as active as when I did last week with Lynn, but it's still a really great interview. And Maria has a lot of great things to say. And I purposely launched it at the end of the month because on the 31st, I am releasing the first of the 2 patterns from the Pattern Club to the public. And the first one is Adorn, and it will be released on Tuesday to the public. So I wanted to make sure the interview was out there when the pattern goes live. So, and then in June, I'll be releasing the second pattern using her yarn, which is Ambient. So I just wanted to be sure that her interview was out there for the public to see. I think that's it. Again, like I said, if you are anywhere near Monroe, Washington, in the Evergreen State Fairgrounds, I will be at Fiber Fusion June 4th and 5th. I'm a vendor in the market. I will have all of my books that I self-publish, so A Garden of Shawls, Coastal Crochet, Pineapple Passion, and Modern Italian Lace Crochet. Just so you guys know, my sock book is out of print. So you can only get it from me digitally if you want a Crochet Rock socks, or you can get it in print on Amazon. I am not going to carry that book in print any longer in my studio. So you can get the digital version from me, or you can go to Amazon and get it in print. But the 4 books, A Garden of Shawls, Coastal Crochet, Pineapple Passion, and Modern Italian Lace Crochet, which is making its debut at Fiber Fusion. The other 3 books I had already debuted at Fiber Fusion, and Modern Italian Lace Crochet came out in 2020. It was supposed to debut at Fiber Fusion, but we all know what happened in 2020. So now that we're back, I get to debut it there. Plus, I am going to do, and this is something you guys might be excited about. For the weekend, I am bringing all of my copies of my print patterns, except for patterns I have printed that are not being released until later this year. I have 3 patterns. Yeah, 3 patterns, one being released in July, one in September, and one in November that are in print. But I'm not bringing those to the show. But what I want to do is I want to stop offering print patterns because people are just not buying them. So I am doing a $5 sale on all my print patterns at the show. And then whatever's left when I get back will be $5 on the website. All the print patterns will be $5 on the website till they're gone. So, but except for the new releases that are coming in July, September, and November. Those will be a regular price until after the new year, probably. And then if there's any left of those, I will put those down to $5. So, and the other thing I'm doing that's new this year is I have the option of the other patterns that I have. If I don't have them in print, I am going to be I have postcards with individual digital codes for those patterns so that people can buy the digital code and then they can go home and download the pattern. So if you're in the area, Fiber Fusion Northwest, June 4th and 5th, I'm going to post the link in the chat room. fiberfusion.net. It is the um, it is the 10th anniversary of the event. It's actually should have been the 12th anniversary, but again, our 10th anniversary was the year the pandemic hit. So we are doing it again. I don't do print book sales that often. I usually do them once a year, and usually it's around Black Friday. So if you want a print book on sale, it'll be you're gonna have to wait till right before Christmas, the Black Friday weekend probably. So I bet I haven't. That's not 100% sure, but that's the only time I ever put the books on sale. So that's what's going to happen right now. And then all the other books I've ever published that with other like Leisure Arts and Annie's and who else have I published books with? Those are the two main ones. Those are all available on their websites. Well, all of the Annie's ones are out of print now. So you have to go to eBay or I think Amazon might have my Fair Isle book in print. I don't know. But everything else is out of print from Annie's. But all of my Leisure Arts books are still available on Leisure Arts. In fact, my best-selling book at Leisure Arts is I Can't Believe I'm Crocheting Socks. And I think they still have that one in print too. So you might want to look for sales on those books. Eventually, I am going to get all my books published elsewhere on my website with links to where you can get them if they're still available. So it's just too much has happened in the last 2 years and I am so far behind in doing some of that stuff. So eventually, but if you have a question about any of the books I've written that are not on my website, just shoot me an email and I can get that information to you. Okay. Anybody have a question before I sign off? Oh, first I got to do the what do you call it? The drawing. I'm telling you guys, my brain isn't firing on all cylinders today, and I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to give you 5 seconds to enter to win the pattern. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and draw. Teresa! Yay! So Teresa is our winner for the drawing. And Teresa, are you? Yeah. You've bought patterns from me before, right? Because you already have an account on my website, I believe. All right. If you do, if you don't, just go ahead and shoot me an email anyway, and just remind me what your email address is so that I can search for you in the system. I'm pretty sure you have, just so that I can find you and get that set up in your account. I'm excited that you won. And next week I'll have another pattern. I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, guys. So I usually decided the day before what I'm going to give away. So, and it's funny because English Boom came to mind this week because I was going through all my samples for Fiber Fusion, and this one was there, and I thought, oh, I haven't done that one yet. So there you go. So congratulations, Teresa. I did see somebody ask me a question. Hang on a second. Okay. Teresa asked me, what's the name of the cable book I mentioned earlier? It's called Shower of Cables. And it's from Leisure Arts. And it's all baby blankets done in cables. And I believe most of them are worsted weight. I know there's a Simply Soft one for sure. I can't remember what the other yarns are. That one I did like in 2010, 2011 timeframe, but I do know they still have it, and it is at Leisure Arts. And I should probably start promoting those because I do have affiliate links for those too. So I should probably start promoting those books. Okay. I see you got some new comments here. Congratulations from everybody. Everybody, yay. So I'm hoping next week I will feel a lot better. Like I said, I just had my last treatment for this round. It should be my last treatment. Like I said, I'm trying not to hope too much until July 5th. On July 6th, when I do my my live stream, that I'll be either elated or upset. So just so you guys know. And I also forgot one other thing too is in June, on the 22nd, which is a Wednesday, and I would normally be going live on Wednesday at 9. I'm actually shifting that week to Tuesday because I have to drive over to the west side of the state on Wednesday because I have a doctor's appointment over there on Thursday with one of my old doctors, and that's keeping me on the books. So I have to see her once a year. So I have to drive over there, and the only appointment I could get before snow started falling again was that day. So I just want to let you guys know ahead of time. So if you see that I have a show listed for next month, because I'm going to try to before the end of the week try to get all the shows figured out for the month of June. And if you see one on a Tuesday, that's the reason why. So anyway, oh, Renee, did you have a question for me too? I was looking. Oh, what is an alternative to Ravelry? Thank you for catching that, whoever caught it. Honestly, there isn't anything that is exactly going to be exactly like Ravelry. The one that I have been keeping my eye on is called Fiberosity. Fiberosity is the only company that I've seen so far. I'm going to put that in the chat too. Let's see. Fiberosity. Now I'm gonna have to pull it up and see if I can. Hang on one second. Spell it right. Oh, I did spell it right. Okay, I'm going to share the screen here really quick. I'm going to share, and I'll put the link in the chat. Hang on. Okay, so let me grab that link here really quick and put it in chat. I'm going to make that big too so you guys can see it. Here's the link. This is the only site that I've ever seen that has said they are going to go head to head with Ravelry. I know there's a lot of people who like Ravelry, a lot of people who don't like Ravelry. I haven't committed to this site yet. You'll see if you go on there and search for me, you'll see I have a group and I have a profile on there, but I haven't had the time lately to really research it as another option to sell patterns on or to actually bring a group onto. But if you're interested in checking it out, that's the one I'm going to recommend because they are. I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here with most of you, but they are very. What's the word I want? Free speech oriented. And all that kind of stuff, but they are going head to head because of the issues that we've had with Ravelry. I can't use Ravelry. I get migraines looking at it. So yeah, that's a really it's a really hard question right now because Ravelry has had a monopoly on the market for so long. I mean, they launched in 2010. I believe it was 2010 that they launched. So they've been around, 12 years? Because I've been with them since they opened to the public. I have friends who started with them when they were in beta. So it's been rough. And in fact, I know a few yarn shop owners who are looking at other sites that are supposed to have. I don't know that Fiberosity. I haven't been on there in a while. I know they were planning to do the shop feature where shops could buy. I don't know if that has happened yet, but there's another site that has promised that from the moment they start. So I know a couple shops that are looking at watching for that site to um, come live. It hasn't come live yet. In fact, one of the shops I'm going to see next weekend at Fiber Fusion, and I might ask her if she's heard anything about it. And if she has, I'll let you know. Does that make sense? Does that help at all? I know, Renee, honestly, it's hard. I mean, if you are wanting to get off Ravelry, it's very hard. I mean, when I came off Ravelry in 2019, I did lose some customers, but I've gained far more being on my own than working with, and more followers too. My newsletter grew by leaps and bounds after I came off. So there you go. Would like a site where I can record. That I don't know if Fiberosity has. There's another one out there. I'm trying to think what the name of it is. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I just saw you. Check Fiberosity out for sure. There's another one. Wait a minute. Let me try one thing. Oh, there's another one, and maybe it's this one. Oh, you know what, Renee? Lovecrafts has a feature, a notebook similar to Ravelry. So have you checked out Lovecrafts to see what they have as far as their notebook, their project notebook? That's one. Ribbler is another one, but I have not heard great things about Ribbler. It's but they have they have a background, or have a project notebook in there. I'll be honest with you. There's got to be something. It's not any of these though on that site. Hang on, I'm looking for something else. There's another site that hasn't, I can't remember the name. Renee, I'll try to remember to ask my friend who is a part of that site, and ask if it's got it. And if it is, I'll try to remember for next week if I can. But Lovecrafts, I forgot that Lovecrafts has a notebook in there. Honestly, for me, I mean, I'm a tablet user, so I actually am starting to use my iPad, and I use GoodNotes, which is a writing note-taking thing. You can type on it. You can use the Apple Pencil or whatever, but you can also import photos of things and write all your notes. And hopefully I'm going to create my own template that has details so that all I have to do is write in. Right now I just have pages with information. And you can do table of contents and things like that in there. So it wouldn't be as visual as what Ravelry has. And I don't know, I haven't looked at Lovecrafts that much to see how visual it is, but that's what I'm doing. That way it's in my own little world. Let's see. Let's see what else. Linda says, I'll have to look. There's a knit one that does that. I can't remember the name. Okay, let me know if you find that too. Knit Companion is one. A lot of people, a lot of crocheters use Knit Companion. So that's one if you're looking for an app. Yeah, and right now I'm doing it by hand notes. Yes. That's why that's why I'm using my tablet, because because with my tablet, which is nice, especially now that I'm going to be doing a lot of swatching in the near future. I can take pictures and leave it in there, and then I can take my tablet with me wherever, and I can always go back to the photos and the notes if I have yarn working on a project or something like that. And you can also import PDF patterns into it. So if you want to do that too, that works really well. Very Pink Knits has a Knit Companion tutorial. Okay. So there you go. Renee, you've got lots of places to try. Yeah, Knit Companion. In fact, I just got asked by somebody a week or two ago about Knit Companion if I have used it. And I have not used it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. So anything else, guys? We're about 10 after now. So before I say goodbye, just want to make sure that you guys got your questions answered. And I'll be back next week. For those of you who came in late and are interested in some of the things I talked about today, I just want to give you a rundown really quick. At the very beginning, we talked about the difference between tapestry crochet and Fair Isle crochet. We also talked about, let me just go back through here. We talked about the interview last week. So we talked about Home of the Brave has been released. So if you haven't gotten your copy of the pattern and you are a newsletter subscriber, make sure you check for your coupon. We talked about a new yarn I got in the studio. I showed you a new project that I'm working on for next year. We also talked about the Pattern Club and some changes I've made to what's happening this year and what's happening next year. So if you're part of the Pattern Club or interested in the relaunch of the Pattern Club happening next week, well, actually, it's a soft launch right now. It is live, so if you want to check it out, you can. But in the first newsletter in June, which is scheduled for the 7th, I will have the full-blown launch of the Pattern Club for the rest of the year. So, but if you're interested on some of the changes that are happening, make sure you watch the replay. And then we talked about pretty much that's it, I think, until everybody else was here by then. So I will see you next Wednesday. If you guys have any questions, I use the free version of Knit all the time of Knit Companion. Is it for iPad or is it for Android or is it for both in Knit Companion, guys, before I go? I have an iPad, so I'm assuming it's for iPad. I'll have to look. Maybe I'll check out that free version just to see if I like it. Okay. Both. It is available for both. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, I'm headed off. Have a great rest of your week. Blessings all around. And I will see you next Wednesday. Hopefully, I'll be feeling a lot better and I won't be so losing my train of thought. So have a great week. I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.